We've got high hopes for this contest with these. Here, Sugar Ray Leonard.
This bout is...
You can tell both of these fighters are exuding confidence as they touch gloves. And here we go.
All what's left is for the first bell to go. That's all we need now. Because
these two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Nice punch. They exchange punches. That punch lands. Those counter punches have to hurt. Well done with that counter shot. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
these are my kind of fighters, boxing on the edge of the ring, using the jab, using the footwork, moving left to right. It's like a bull in a matador. If you're an outside fighter, you've got to use that straight jab, the straight right hands, the straight left hands. Doing it that way, it makes it so awkward for anybody to try and pin you down or even predict which way you're moving.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. It's just like a match made in heaven.
Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Missing with that jab. Throwing the hook, but it doesn't score. Throws the jab, it doesn't score. That counter punch caught him clean. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. What about Jacobs in that last round? I promise. There's the bell for round two. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
A lot of people love watching fighters in this weight class because they've got the speed and they've got the power. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Nice counter shot. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. It's all offense all the time. Beautiful counter punch. Punch and just got countered. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
The jab doesn't quite connect. In the build-up to this fight, Johnny, this power puncher told us, listen, I don't care if it's round 1 or round 12, I've got enough power and confidence to end this in one shot.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Good counter punch. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. What about Jacobs in that last round? Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
As long as they don't get...
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Punch, counter punch. And Sugar Ray is rocked. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Bing Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. These two are the perfect dance partners.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. That jab doesn't score. A perfect counter shot. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. The straight right just misses. Catch and shoot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
Dominance.
Here we go to the fourth round. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter shot. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Beautiful counter shot. A very competitive round here so far.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. How about that time counter shot? In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other. Hold that thought! Ooh, and Daniel Jacobs just got rocked. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Defense, defense, defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense, work on defense, blocking this.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need him. Back into the fray here in round 5. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. These punches coming from every angle. The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being... Hold that thought! Oh boy, the Miracle Man now in some trouble. Looks like trouble was averted.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
With the halfway point, and both of these fighters know the round is still up for grabs.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Misses with the jab. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. What would you... This is the beginning of round 6. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The straight right just misses. There's a counter shot. That counter shot lands. Missing with the hook. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those popped areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
They're so close, so close.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Nobody home with that hook. Caution is being thrown to the wind. Every time they drop. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Jacobs in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Wow, it's like...
Here comes round 7. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Good counter punching. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
A perfect counter lands. You'd like to see more jabs. Nice counter. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Jacobs in that last round. And we enter the 8th round. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice counter punch. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
Shot.
1, 2, 3, 4. You still want to fight?
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
It makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
Unanimous. You know what? Smart.